Hello everyone, I hope all is well. I'm going to show you a new work I did and I'm going to talk about it. So watch it till the end, and if you want to follow me on my journey of becoming a successful artist, please subscribe to my channel, and you can also follow me on my Instagram, Polychromic. The link is all in the description. So before I talk about the painting, I want to give a little bit of context or background. So in our ancient Indian or the Vedic philosophy, we have these terms in Sanskrit called Atman and Brahman, and I would use those two words to describe my work. Idea behind the work is based on consciousness, and I believe consciousness it means being aware of something, and consciousness in spiritual sense is something that not just exists in our mind, like it's not just in the human mind. I believe that consciousness exists in every living thing, even the plants, the flowers, and the trees. And I'll tell you why. If you see the process of evolution, life has always evolved to adapt to the surrounding, to survive better, um, to survive from the predators, or whatever circumstances it was in. And to be able to evolve into something better, it has to have some sort of intelligence to know how things work and what it has to do to survive and become better. So some of the examples I can give are insects that looks like leaves. There are butterflies that have wings that look like dry leaves. So for the butterfly to develop wings that look just like a dry leaf, or for the insect to become like the green leaf, each cell in its body has to collectively work together and develop that sort of structure, that sort of color, and the pattern to make the insect look like a leaf, right? So to make it all work, it has to have that intelligence, right? Or I need to do something to hide, and I think it all begins with that consciousness. In that sense, I believe the consciousness thing is in everything around us. Even the trees, if you see my solo show project Metonymy of Bark and Sinew, I have explored similarities between trees and the human body parts. And I also believe that trees do have consciousness. There are studies where they found out that trees communicate with each other. To be able to communicate with other trees, there has to be some sort of intelligence, right? And I know that trees don't have brain, okay? And everything I'm talking about is not based on any scientific research. It's completely based on my understanding of the existence of the consciousness, okay? So it's up to you to disregard it or think about it. And the other thing is that there are plants that looks like birds. I don't know if it's a coincidence, if it's just illusion, but you cannot deny the resemblance. There are flowers that looks like baboons. There are flowers that looks like the human skull. It's called the sun dragon flower. The sun dragon flower. There are flowers that looks like birds, swans, and there are flowers that look like insects maybe. And the question is, why do plants know what birds look like or what animals look like? And also, I forgot, in India, especially in South India, we have temples, like amazing temples that are so intricately carved, and they have a lot of these colorful sculptures and art. And an important part of the temple is the gopuram, which is a pyramid like structure. It is sometimes located at the entrance and it acts as a gate, and it is also located at the main temple complex above the sanctum sanctorum, and they are said to channel energy. And as you go inside the temple, you feel the positive vibe, the positive energy. So in this work, there is a figure. It could be anyone. It could be you, me, your friends. It could be anyone. And the figure is wearing a crown that essentially looks like a gopuram. And this gopura is it has 5 levels, and usually in gopuram you'll see doors at each level, but there's only one door, and I'll come back for it. So at the first level, you see there's the process of evolution of life evolving from a single-celled organism to multi-celled organism. There's this fish, amphibians, and then you have mammals. And the evolution process goes behind the gopuram, but I could show only two sides of it.
And then in the second level, you'll see human evolution from ape to hunter to farmer to being an educated person to doing yajna or rituals to doing yoga, meditation, all these things. So the second level talks about the human evolution and the progress of the human life. And these are all just other temple sculptures, architectural sculptures. And then you have eyes. So the eyes represent the awakening of the mind. And then at the last level, there's one door with like pitch black inside it. And that is about the highest level you can reach in meditation and spirituality, which is self realization or God realization, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so that's the temple Gopuram. And then surrounding the main figure, you have animals and insects and plants that look like other things in nature, starting with corals. It's actually a tree metamorphosizing into a coral. And there's a insect that looks like a stick. There's that butterfly I was talking about. And this leaf insect. So here you have a tree branch that looks like the lung. The inside of the lung, they are called alveoli. And the tree branch kind of merge into the hand as the veins and the nerves. And then we have a tree that is merging as blood vessels and as nerves, the nervous system. Then we have some plant that looks like birds, like I was talking before. So in Indian philosophy or the Hindu philosophy, we have this concept of Advaita Vedanta. So the idea of God is that He is omnipotent, omnipresent. I think it's omnipresent. Forgive me for using the wrong word. So, how is it that God is in everything? And I believe that it's this consciousness that everything around us have. And we do this thing called Namaste in India where we join both the hands, and that's because we are saying we bow down to the divine in you. So the figure in my painting is like doing the Namaste because it's bowing down to the divine present in everything around it. And the divine is that consciousness. And because the human thought process is so advanced that we have the ability and the capacity to not only evolve physically, theologically, psychologically, we can also evolve spiritually, and we can question things that are beyond the five senses. Like we can question about the soul, we can try to understand our own consciousness, our own existence in metaphysical sense or spiritual sense, whatever. So we have that ability to understand things that are beyond what we see and what we hear around us. And because we have this advanced thought process, the human life is one of the it's the highest form of life. Like in the Indian philosophy, ancient Indian philosophy, they say that life evolves from the smallest thing, and the human life is the highest level that the soul can reach. And what's beyond the human life, I don't know. And I'm not a spiritual person, I'm actually very materialistic. But because I have strong um, this strong feeling of existential crisis, it's always there in the back of my mind, and I'm always trying to understand it. So it's this feeling that made me, explore things and eventually led me to create this work. The idea was actually inspired by a thought I had once when I was in auto going somewhere. I was just thinking the sun is a big ball, is a big star that reflects a light, that produces light, and that light is perceived by other planets like Moon, Earth, Saturn, whatever. And Moon is bright, is visible because the sun's light reflects on it. So it's like on one side you see the world as it is, and on the other side you take what you see and you perceive the world in your own way, like you have your own reflections about the world, and that's what it represents. And then After I had that thought, I was just going through all these astrology videos, and apparently the right eye represents the sun and the left eye represents the moon. Why? Because sun is actually the right eye of Vishnu, and moon is an avatar of Brahma. So that's the significance of it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments if you were able to understand even 1% of what I was trying to say. And do subscribe to my channel, support an artist, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.